We just wasted 18 minutes of our life right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Airplane mode's awesome. End of story.
Yeah. So we've got a rule. No cell phones on or anything like that.
Including mine.
Including yours.
Yeah.
And so we filmed almost a full podcast, and then
Jenny called.
Dang, man. Dang.
J to the May.
This weekend. Big weekend for your household.
Yes, it was. I actually was able to celebrate my little grandkids' twins. First birthday.
2 for 1.
Boom, boom.
That was pretty cool.
Yep.
It was
hot.
Packed house.
Hot.
Very hot.
Lots of family, lots of friends. Really neat.
It was fun. We had a good time.
They had a good time.
My kids were just beat by the time they got home.
Yep. Well, good.
They had a really good time.
Well, I appreciate you driving all the way from Phoenix.
Gosh, it is like my kids get in the car and then like 30 minutes into the drive,
yet?
they're like, hey, how far away are we? We're like, we are still on the freeway.
2 hours left.
Yeah. The only cool part about going to your house, sorry, not going to your house.
Cool part?
The only cool part about the drive is that we passed the boneyard.
That's pretty cool.
So for those of you that are listening.
Did you know that there's a helicopter that's in there that I actually used to fly on?
Yep, you showed it to me.
There you go. I have to get the kids in there if they want to see it.
They want to see it.
There you go.
So in Tucson, we've got what's called the Boneyard. It's the largest collection of
Planes.
Planes.
It's an airplane graveyard.
Yeah. So we've got that. We've got the Air and Space Museum. It's just cool, man.
Yeah,
cool
pretty neat stuff.
So we drive by it. Sometimes we drive at the right time. You can watch all the A-10s come flying in to base. Pretty cool. Good stuff. What else did you do this weekend?
Oh, goodness. I actually, we had dinner last night at a local steak place, probably the best steak I've ever had.
Silver Saddle?
Oh, no.
Where?
That's not my best steak place.
No?
It's actually a little hole in the wall, Garrett's. I'll throw a shout out, Garrett's.
Where is it?
It's in a shopping center of all things. Yes. Right on the corner of 22nd and Harrison.
That's still too far away.
Yep, local.
So we buy a half a cow from some friends of ours every year. And, dude, there's something about eating a cow that was alive and then went from there to the butcher to my freezer within like 2 weeks of each other.
Where else do they go? They go to the little...
They go to like the butcher and then to the freezer for 3 months. I heard that ground beef that you buy from the store is typically 6 months old by the time it gets to you.
And it consists of like over 20 to 50 cows, all in that little pound of ground beef.
Hippie advice of the day.
That's right.
Straight out of
Didn't know if I was going to sleep tonight now.
Yeah, now we're good to go.
Still going to throw down on some meat there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
What's better than one cow?
50. That's right. 50.
Yep.
Yeah. Wrapped in plastic. Gotta love it.
It's got to be, man. Nice and vacuum sealed. Allie's regretting saying anything.
Allie does not like plastic.
Had a good meeting today. We had our big
Monday
morning meeting.
Yep, with a tie-in from last week, talking about passion, purpose, and then today you
talk about that. What's the difference between passion and purpose?
You know that's a, I don't want to say a sensitive one for me, but I think I relate passion to somebody's big why.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times people get it confused. They think their big why is something. Let's just give you an example, like a family. They'll say, "Yeah, family's my big why," but they're looking at something that's this big, and they need to really zone in to get personal, and get some emotion behind it to really make it a big why. And I think that their family is their purpose instead of their passion, and that purpose is going to drive them to their passion. And I think a lot of times they get the two confused. And ultimately, if you have passion and purpose,
that intersection,
that is huge. If you have both of those at a very high level, that will drive things exponentially. If it's low passion and low purpose, those are the slugs. Those are the people that are real slow, a lot of negativity, things that, I typically say I don't want to surround myself with.
Yeah.
And somebody that's a high passion, low purpose, those are the people that are kind of the
all over the place.
All over. They're really energetic, etc., but they just have no plan to get there. And then the opposite is the high purpose, low passion. And those people, they're doing a job consistently, and they're very purposeful. but they don't know why they're doing it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I think, and tying those all in together and, giving examples. We were talking about the janitor, a high school janitor. For most people, you think back, you have that vision of the janitor in your mind, and there's a reason you have that individual in your mind. It's probably because he had a purpose, and ultimately it may have been outside the scope of his work or her work. And it was basically, their job was simple: sweep, mop, sanitize, repeat, So it's not that tough, but they were there for a reason. You ask them, why are you here? They'd probably tell you, well, because it pays the bills, because I have to. But it boils all the way down to they do a lot more than people think. They're talking to kids in a hallway. The kid that's had the tough time maybe at home or being picked on, nobody's talking to this kid. But, in that hallway, and we can all remember this. There's the janitor in the hallway when nobody's allowed out there.
Yeah.
And they'll talk to you, or
For sure.
they did. So they leave an impact and leave a culture with the school.
And they're assisting the teachers as well.
That's right. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's more of just doing your job. It's doing it with passion, but purposely as well.
Doing it well.
Yeah.
Like, you may not enjoy what you're doing at the moment, but you still have to do it well. I think that's with integrity as well.
I think, and I don't want to beat up on society. I think we lost a little bit of that because we'll change occupations so often now.
Oh yeah.
To where, not like in this, I'm out, done. And it's okay to do that.
As soon as it gets hard.
Yeah. But we got to understand though, you just got started. No matter what you do, if you're going to be successful, it's going to be tough. And then when it gets tough, you need to get tougher,
And you grow. It stretches you.
Yeah.
So we talked about passion and purpose, and then this week we kind of covered how to protect that.
Sure did.
Just putting in guardrails is a lot of the times, and I use this example because I asked Huggies in the meeting, is why, when you guys are crew chiefs, why did you have so much training? Why was it constantly training so that you didn't have to hit worst case scenario when it was game time, or if you did, you knew how to react to it?
Exactly. It was almost on autopilot.
Correct. So we need to put guardrails in our lives to protect our passion, our purpose, but we typically don't. We're typically very reactive instead of proactive, and we don't put up guardrails. We react to it, and we prescribe some way to fix it as soon as it happens, instead of putting in guardrails to prevent it from happening.
Agreed. I think it's a good tie-in today. I think you did a darn good job tying it all together. And, and again, we're talking to a group of real estate agents.
Yeah.
So it's not real estate related,
Exactly.
but it is. But this is everyday life, know. And I think that's the unique thing about, our industry right now, or, what we're in. We have the capability. And I think you could tie it to anything. Any job, any industry, this relates to. Specifically life,
We have more conversations that are more life and fundamental conversations than we do really how do you sell the next house. Because, right, if you can nail that purpose side, the passion side, guardrail side, and you can fire on all cylinders in that aspect of your life, success throughout any industry is going to become a byproduct.
I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Good topic, dude.
Yeah.
Good topic.
What are some ways you think that people, I think a majority of people fit into the category that you were talking about of they're just doing a job. Like
you know what? That's that low purpose, and whether they have a high passion or not, and typically they won't.
Yeah.
So and I think, how do they get out of that rut? Is
Yeah.
that what you're asking?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think we've all been there one time or another, or maybe periodically. Some days we're that way.
Or maybe even the job that they were in that they had a lot of passion about.
They lost the passion?
Correct.
Yeah.
What's their alternative?
Well, they can change, or they can find the spark to re-energize it again. What got them into that occupation to begin with?
Okay. So
or what got them interested. You see kids that are phenomenal athletes early on, and then you see them getting into middle school and then into high school, and then they kind of get burnt out. And the hard part about that, I think a lot of it is that wasn't their passion. That was their parents. That was their parents pushing them in a little bit of their passion to see their kids do real well, because they had a purpose. They had a very good, a talent at something, and they're pushing them in that arena, but it's not what the kid wanted to do. It's sad. It's sad for all parties, because, the father, the mother's let down because they're like, well, why would you give this up?
Yeah.
And, I've seen it with occupations. Individuals that, their dad's a doctor or surgeon or whatever, and they want their son to become one, and then they push them that way, and they find out, you know what? Yeah, this is great, but my life isn't fulfilled. This is something I did for them, not for me.
What do you say?
They don't have a passion yet.
Yeah.
They just haven't figured it out.
We're in that era of, and I think social media does a pretty good job of presenting a false image of
it does a damn good job at that.
For you to be successful, you have to have X, Y, and Z, or make X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, that's a sore subject for me. It really is. I don't think you have to make anything to be successful.
No,
I think you have to impact others.
Yeah.
To be successful.
Because it goes back to leaving a legacy.
Absolutely.
Money's not a legacy.
You know what? I got it up here on the board. Success. If you replace the word achievement with the word contribution, that's what success is.
Gotcha.
And I know I've had that up there for quite a while. Replace the word achievement with contribution. You look at achievement. Achievement's what? You've hit this benchmark. You've hit the top of this hill. You've done this. You've done that. And it's number driven.
Yeah.
Where, you know what? How many people did you bring along the way? How many people did you help out? How many people did you enable to get there? How many people did you show something to them and train them or expose them, for crying out loud? I think exposure is huge. That's why we go down to Mexico, build homes, expose somebody that hasn't ever had that opportunity to something that, they can change a life with.
So I don't get to do it as much as I want to, but I love going hunting. And the guy who got me into hunting is, my kids call him Uncle Jeff. He's was in my wedding, great friend of ours. And he's that guy that like, oh, it's Tuesday, I got out 2 hours early, I'm going hunting type of guy. But his favorite thing, more than even harvesting an animal, is taking somebody for the first time and watching them harvest their first animal. And I used to always, when he would tell me that, I was like, oh, that's a cool saying. And I never really got that with hunting, because I'm very selfish in the fact it's like, if I'm hiking this hill, I'm taking the first shot, or like it's going to be a race. But then I started taking people down to Mexico, and I was going, I get more joy now out of watching people interact for the first time.
That's right.
A good example of that was John Haas.
That's right.
John went down for the first time in April, and his exact words were, "I'm never going to miss this ever again."
He saw what he was contributing to.
Correct.
That's what's neat.
Bringing other people along the way is.
Ragbride, same way.
Yeah.
I've done it 10 years in a row. I mean, I just love the opportunity, that it creates for other people.
Yeah.
And how they can have an impact in others' lives. That's that simple.
Yeah, you can't buy that.
Nope. It used to be, I had a buddy of mine that in the military that all he wanted to do was retire and literally sit by the lake and fish all day. And then there's other people that, okay, that's great, but really, is that what you want to do? And my question is, who are you to judge? If that's what somebody wants to do, and they feel that they are successful with that, and they're not affecting anybody else whatsoever, then by gosh, let them have the opportunity to do that. And then, so you got to figure, how much money does it cost to sit by a lake all day? Like food, worms.
Yeah.
They catch fish. They're doing what they want to do.
Yep.
Don't beat somebody up because they're doing something they want to do.
Well, and you start to go, what's the exchange is Juan and I, our buyer's agent, we were talking about that and the different stages of life. Juan, how many hours a week do you think Juan works?
Let's see here. What's 24 times 7? There you go. A lot.
Right? Probably works
70, 80
hours a week. Let's say 80, because he probably works twice many hours as the average
Mhm.
person. He's at that point in his life where he can do that. Kids are
That's right.
older, and it for him still it's not even about the money, but he's made this year he'll clear way in excess of over $200,000. And just talked to him, and I asked him the other day. I said, Juan, could you have done that 10 years ago? This schedule? He goes, absolutely not. When my kids were younger and they had meets and all that stuff, and Jenny and I had this conversation going, you know, I could work 30 more hours a week and provide more income and everything, but
That's a trade-off.
make it great. Yeah, there's a trade-off. Right now, we live comfortably, and it's more important to be at every single practice.
Well, there's also, you know, a lot of people may, and he's not here right now, but the thing is you can't beat him up for that because that is what fuels him.
That's his passion and purpose together.
Exactly. So those that may say, hey, you need to take a break. Hey, you need to do this. Well, you know what? It's actually an insult to some people. If somebody tells me that I need to take a break from doing what I do, it's like, well, you just don't get it because I'm doing exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me I got to do something I don't want to do.
Well, but that's that rare percentage, right? When people are able to make a living out of what they love to do.
That's right. And he and I have had a lot of long talks about that too. I said, don't feel guilty about that.
No.
But what you got to do is just be cognizant of your surroundings to where if it's affecting those that are around you that you care most about, that's
or your
something
health.
Exactly. You need to be cognizant of that.
Yeah.
You know, but is it dangerous? That's the eye of the beholder, man.
And the other thing too is like, it's not like he's welding.
That's right. The risk factor is not through the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, it's like, you know, how many hours in a day do you work versus, you know, how you use those hours,
how you work
those hours. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that's what he does very well too.
For sure.
You know,
absolutely. Yeah. Finding what you're passionate about, and, you know, it's the flexibility of it. And, you know, I look at how much cool stuff we've been able to do. And, you know, I would never go back to what I was doing before.
I could never go back to in my mind, a salary position in my mindset or hourly, just because of the way that my mind is geared now. That's all. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's not about making a certain amount of money. It's just my mind is not geared in a salary mindset.
Yeah.
Because I think I would be like, I'd give up after I accomplish what I need to accomplish.
I don't think I could ever go back to a job that had a job description.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Don't put Aaron in a box. Can't do that.
You're
going to put me in a box one more time. And that's going to be the last days of my life.
I was talking to my chiropractor, and he goes, so what's your job description? I go, I don't have one. I go, there's Aaron and I and Jenny, and we work on the growth of the company. And
that's right. Whatever we have to do to
help agents get there.
It was interesting. We were talking about that the other day. You know, hey, what is it that we do?
Yes.
Yeah. We do anything and everything we got to do to support our agents, period.
Yeah.
That's it. And so we're always looking for gaps. We're always looking for opportunities that they can take
we're finding
forth on.
And right now it's finding other people that want to be a part of the opportunity.
That's right.
But the thought of going back to a job description.
Yeah, that's just I can't do it.
There's
stress me out thinking about that, man.
It gives me the EBGBs.
Yes. What else we got up here? Anything? Anything we want to talk about or no?
We had some technology stuff in there. And
how about current events?
Let's do that.
Current events.
Back alley.
Back alley.
Hello,
alley.
everyone.
How the heck do we come up with that name? We didn't come up with that name.
She actually came up with that name herself.
That's not true. I'm going to say that because that sounds a lot better than if someone else were to come up with it.
Yes, let's go with that.
Anyway, there is a guy here in America that has now been bit by a shark and attacked by a bear all within the same year.
Stud.
How would that make you feel about your life if that were to happen to you?
Go buy a lottery ticket.
$100 says this guy's name is Jedediah or something like that.
Oh, it's got to be something crazy.
I bet you his teeth fight each other. And they
fight each other? Is that what you said? Like summer teach here and there?
Summer this way, summer that way. So, attacked by a shark.
And a bear in a year.
Which we covered these statistics.
Oh, we did. And then we're talking about coconuts. We're talking about hippos. I mean, what else is the guy got?
The shark was like
he has skated.
Wasn't
around
shark like
life
20 a year or something?
I think it was.
Or less.
Or 6. It was.
And
I think it was 6 in a year.
People get attacked by bears.
So that's one of the guys. That's one guy. So the other 5, where are they?
Yeah, dead.
And who tracked them down and said, "Hey, let's go find a bear."
Seriously, is he? So he survived.
He's fine. The funniest part about the bear attack is that he was sleeping, and he was a camp tour guide or whatever, and he was sleeping in his tent. The bear went into his tent, and he woke up because he heard a grinding sound, and it turned out, to be his skull. And then I don't know where it went from there, but he's fine.
Wow. So he said, "All right, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I got chewed up by a shark. I'm not going near the ocean. I'm going to the mountains." And then now he goes getting halfway eaten by a bear almost.
Back to
I feel
passion,
like you play the odds
there.
though. Is like now you just go to the ocean, and the mountains all the time, because what are the odds?
You're not going to get attacked by a shark or a bear. Go to Africa.
Is there pictures or no?
Go somewhere where it has a bunch of hippos.
How bad was the shark attack? Was it like a sand shark and it nibbled on his toe?
On his shin, calf.
Oh, it's a tadpole.
Yeah.
Never mind. Next. What else we got?
I want to see him missing like.
No, this isn't Jaws.
If it didn't hit the femoral artery, doesn't count.
He's still.
I don't even know the guy, but I'm sorry, but yeah. Lightning's next.
Dude, can you imagine that?
Zapow.
I just go for the.
Oh, did you see the bear that went into the Stanley Hotel from The Shining? You see that?
No.
I guess just walked right through the lobby there, right by the kitchen area, and what was it on? Did his own thing.
Nice.
And yeah, that was last week too.
Bears.
Yetis are bear-proof.
What do you think you could get accomplished in the span of one breath? Do you think you could do 6 Rubik's Cubes underwater?
I don't think I could do a Rubik's Cube while breathing in the air.
No.
Yeah. Well, that happened.
6 Rubik's Cubes?
Yep. They put the guy in a tank.
Was he Asian?
No.
Whoa.
Man,
I was way wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, where would you come up with that? Hey, let's go ahead and put you underwater.
I can tell you one thing this guy has not accomplished. Getting a girlfriend.
I was just saying getting a date.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Put the
I'm
Rubik's
going
Cubes
with
down
the fact that he
and
is
go
single.
Look for a girl.
He is single and plays video games.
Yes. I would concur with that 100%.
Yeah. Is his name Stanley?
Might as well be.
Yeah.
He might have summer teeth too.
No, he's got perfect teeth. Stanley had a retainer. He had braces and a retainer.
Stanley had a retainer and ate cheese balls and
captain
Oreos.
of the chess team.
Nice.
What else? What other stereotypes can we do?
He sounds like a stand-up guy.
With a little alligator.
We're losing people, man. We're losing people.
Well, on a serious note, then.
I used to wear those shirts.
John McCain.
Oh.
You guys.
Here's the shocker for me with that one was that news article came out on Thursday.
Thursday or Friday? I think I heard about Friday.
That said that he was going to stop treatments. Yeah. Usually when you hear that, you're thinking like months, something like that. But apparently it was just,
You know, I think it kind of resonated with me pretty clearly. I think the older I get, the closer I get to the numbers of these guys and gals that are passing on. So that's why I say enjoy life. Just,
like it goes back and forth. Is like there's a lot of stuff that I not see eye to eye with John McCain on, but there is nothing to like when he passed, it was like going, you know how trivial that stuff is. And most of it, that dude was a freaking war hero, man. Like so it was a little over 4 years, I believe, that he was POW.
Yeah.
He, one of the comments or it was a quote from him, was that the people, because he had, at one point, they had broke him and he had recorded a statement or something like that, detesting the U.S. military or whatnot. And when he got out, his quote was essentially something along the lines of, every single man has a breaking point.
Absolutely.
Mine was 3 years or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And just going, dude, I don't know if I would have made it 3 hours. You know, just a tough individual.
Yeah, I think he stood for a lot. He really did. Whether you like the guy or not, I'm not in here to make a political statement, but I don't care what side of
the fence.
If you're a Republican or a Democrat, I really don't care. But ultimately, I think the guy had a little bit of passion about what he was doing.
For sure.
And that's what I like. He had that passion. He had a purpose.
You remember after he had his brain surgery, I think it was last year. I mean, he was back to work within like a week or two. He had a big old black eye, and they did brain surgery trying to remove some of it. And that it takes a lot of passion to get back in the game that quick.
Yep.
War hero, just
good.
4 years.
We have anything else, Allie? I didn't know if there's anything else.
Is that it?
Well, one man that was being pursued by a baby squirrel called the police for help.
That was Stanley.
That was Stanley. He had a little alligator on his shirt.
Yeah. That was definitely Stanley.
That's about
Shout
all
out.
I got.
Shout out. Who you got?
Shout out to my sister-in-law, who I just pretty much call my sister, is getting ready to have a baby here quick. She lives in New York. My wife and daughter just got back from New York to visit her. And my wife is one and done going to New York.
Yeah.
She saw
Too many people?
Too many people. Too many bad smells.
That's what we talked about. I was talking to her about that.
Too much cement.
That subway, all that air coming out of the subway, other people's breath.
Forget that noise.
Yeah.
You've heard it here, America. I will never go to New York City.
Okay. We'll
ever.
See.
On the faces.
We got an expansion team opening up in New York City.
How
That's
about
cool.
the next
I hope they succeed.
podcast is Chase in New York City. Let's send him.
Yeah.
Let's send him to New York City.
There is
New York.
zero chance of me going to New York.
Different lifestyle. You know, you got to think about that. You know, we get in a car, we drive down the road, go to lunch, etc. Come back, drive back, etc. There's people in New York that don't even have a vehicle. Period. In its functional life because of the transportation system, and just kind of unique. Real estate's done totally different there. There's no MLS system, you know, in some parts. It's just really unique. So I think it's a totally different style of living, and I'm not susceptible to that as well.
You keep saying unique. I keep hearing crappy.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no desire to go there. But I'm very happy that my sister-in-law is having a baby. Ruth is her name.
Yeah.
Ruthie. Yeah.
I've got a shout out. Daughter passed her real estate test.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep. There we go. We got one more to go.
How many times?
A couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I believe she is part owner of Pearson View Real Estate Testing.
That's right. And she used to go down there and basically high five, know the names. Watch the kids.
Usually when you go take a test there, you have to sign in and give them your driver's license.
They're
When
like,
she walk in, they're
okay.
like, you're good, Taylor.
Yeah, it's good.
We just got to work on one more person to pass their real estate
That's
test.
right. And it's getting there.
Yeah, Chase, you better get on that.
Yeah, right. I could not pass that test.
I couldn't pass it right now. There's no way.
Maybe we should do that as a challenge.
No. You talking about
Yes.
boring? I'm doing insurance, dude. That's just like, that's twice as bad.
It's worse.
Yeah.
It's worse because I don't care about it at all.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do this next week. Next week's podcast. We are going to do nothing but try to guess history.
Dude, I'm out.
No, we're doing it.
Dude, I'm out.
We are doing it.
All I remember is man landed on the moon in 1969.
Okay.
It's
going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Trust me.
For one side of the equation over here. Not this side.
I don't know history either. I just want to see
know nothing about history.
how bad we are.
I'm horrible.
Off.
I'm horrible. I am absolutely horrible.
Like what years do you think you're good at?
It doesn't matter. 80s. 80s and I'm good.
What year?
80s music. Yeah.
How old were you
That
in
was
the
a horrible
80s?
era. I was in my teens, dude.
Were you really?
Yeah.
What year were you born?
I was born in 1969. I just told you that. Man landed on the moon.
Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly.
Oh, Chase.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Good.
Good?
You want to go over JFK assassination?
No.
Rabbit hole?
No.
Just let me know when you're ready.
No.
All right.
Grassy knoll.
Next week, history. It's going to be good.
No.
It's going to be awesome.
All right.
And then the week after that, we will go over.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing interviews with a bunch of different people. It's going to be a different
Yes.
channel. But,
different channel on this channel.
That's right.
It'll be good.
All right. So peace out. Till
Be
next
good.
week. All right. Later, Gaddis.